Christian Kirk begins our show, like we said, segment 3 to get us going. And number 3 is in. Looking forward to getting on the plane. This is a little longer flight, see, Kirk. You got stuff ready? Maybe a movie? I don't know. How do you plan the little longer flight? You're about 2.5 hours on this one.
Yeah, I mean, being a captain now, I got upgraded to first class.
There you go.
I get a little extra
with the big
room.
Bodies, too?
Yeah. I sit next to Armani, though, so we get a lot of leg room and some room to move around. We got our TVs on there as well. And,
that's true,
You can, watch TV. There's movies on there or whatnot, so I have enough to keep me busy. But I'm pretty sure because we'll have an early morning and with practice today and whatnot, but I'll definitely probably be tired and get a nap in. So
conk it out. Do you bring yourself like an iPad or something to watch a movie, or do you just kind of rely on the system of the plane?
I'll usually rely on the system of the plane, and then I'll have my iPad for film if I want to watch some film and whatnot. That's a good time to watch some last minute stuff that I felt I need to watch during the week. But yeah, I'll have my iPad. There's Wi-Fi, so you can have iMessage on the plane and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, there's always ways to keep yourself busy.
Well, you don't even have iMessage on your iPhone 1, do you? Or whatever version you have?
I've got Twitter and watch ESPN. What does that get me?
This technology thing is just Will's just he struggles. He struggles with it.
2 apps on my phone. Do I need more?
Hey, it's whatever you like.
Hey, I'll do me.
I don't have that many apps. Like I don't have a lot of guys have like a lot of game apps on their phone. I don't have any game apps on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I have game apps on my iPad that I rarely touch, but I just Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, the Bleacher Report, ESPN, YouTube. I probably use YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram the most. But I'm probably on YouTube the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I put some game apps on my phone thinking I would use it a lot, like on planes and stuff. I never touch them either. Yeah.
It's just wasted space.
Yeah.
See?
I'm going to have to delete these. I'm going to do it right after this segment.
Maybe I'm efficient,
No, let's never, ever say that.
Christian Kirk with us. Segment 3 starts our show on this Friday. A&M at Florida tomorrow night. And coming off that Alabama game, and Connor Lanphier came here Wednesday, and we asked him this, asked a lot of players this, that what do you take from last Saturday? Because you kind of got to look at it in 2 ways. You guys aren't into moral victories, and it was a defeat, so that hurts. But, look, the bottom line is you guys probably did to Alabama what nobody's done all year. They've blasted pretty much everybody. You guys played 4 quarters with them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you take from Saturday night? Almost looking at both ends of it, the good and the bad.
Yeah, like you said, we don't take moral victories. At the same time, when everybody's telling us, man, great job, you guys hung in there. If some things would have went your guys' way, you probably could have won, or that was such a great game. You guys should be proud of that. I mean, whether or not it was close or not, we did some good things. We're not going to be proud of losing. And I think the thing that where we stand is the whole week we believe that we're going to win that game. And that was our attitude. And we knew a lot of people, especially from the outside, weren't expecting us to, be even within 20 – I don't know what the spread was, 24, 25 points. And, that was fuel to our fire. And we know and we believe within this building that, we can play with anybody in the country. We have the talent to do it. We have the effort. And, we just got to believe. And we believed it all week. And, some things didn't go our way. And I said it after the game, when you play Alabama, you have to beat Alabama. Alabama is not going to beat themselves. And you have to beat them. They're going to take advantage of, any mistakes that you make. And if they make any mistakes, you have to take advantage of them. And, we just had too many more mistakes than they did, and they took advantage of them. And if a couple more things would have went, our way, maybe it might be a different game. But they're the number 1 team in the country for a reason. And like I said, they're not just going to hand it over to you. They're fighting for the season as well. So there's some good things to take away from it. Obviously the confidence level, especially with the younger guys, that they can go out there and play with the best, and we just got to build on that.
I'm glad you brought that up about believing we were going to win the game all week because, we see it. We're not in the locker room every day, but we see it because we're in there off and on. But that some people might think that's sort of lip service, coach speak, because you hear Coach someone say that kind of stuff. That's 1,000% the case, isn't it? I mean, you guys believe in each other so much in that room that's not – you're not just saying that. I mean, that's a true statement for sure, isn't it?
Yeah, it 100% is. And I don't think people from the outside really understand how much of a mind game football is. We talk about it a lot, especially in our building. The mind is what it's fed. And if you're feeding, your mind, we might be close or they're probably going to win this one, but we'll put up a fight. Then that's how it's going to go. We're going to put up a fight and then we're going to end up losing. But if we're telling ourselves and the whole week, we're going to go out there and win this thing. We're definitely going to win this thing. We're going to go out there and make plays. We're going to execute. We're going to win the game. Then there's a very, very high chance that's going to happen. And Coach Sumlin, said it all week. Don't be surprised when we're sitting there, we're winning the game at some point, or don't be surprised when we win the game because we've been telling ourselves all week, and that's the way we've approached the week. We prepared, and it happens. And so it's such a mental game, and you just always have to be feeding yourself those thoughts, and that helps you go out there on Saturday and play.
And on that same note, and I'll reference the Arkansas game when you were talking about the energy on the sideline. That sideline juice, that sideline energy, that's why that's so important, isn't it, for the mental aspect?
Without a doubt, yeah. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like you said, in Arkansas, when we brought everybody together, when Coach Sumlin brought everybody together at the beginning of overtime, he's like, hey, we got this. We're going to win this thing. This is our thing. This is our time. We're going to buckle down. We're going to win this. Everybody believed it. And from then on, it's just going out there and executing. But if he were to bring everybody up and be like, hey, guys, we're going to lose. I'm going to be honest with you. Then everybody's probably going to be like, oh, well, I guess we're going to lose. You don't want to go out there and play as hard as if it's like, okay, we're going to go win this thing. It's big. Mentality's big and believing, into the message and believing and buying into to what the team's doing.
Yeah, you don't want to feed the mind what one guy would call rat poison. Yeah. You can't do that.
Yeah, no.
But, a particular play on Saturday, big fourth down. You guys are trying to get back in the game. You got it, goal to go. Kellen's scramble, finding you, magnificent catch right there on the sideline. There's a lot that goes into that play when your quarterback's under pressure, when he gets away. That triggers your mind into a whole new play almost. When you see Kellen escape, what is that trigger with you immediately? Is it help my quarterback out?
Without a doubt, because I'm sure it's not fun getting chased around by those defensive linemen. So definitely help is the first thing that comes to mind. But help and opportunity. Opportunity is another word that comes to mind. Just like the Arkansas game, he's scrambling. All you have to do is just navigate your way, find space, and he's going to put it there. And you just got to stay alive for him. In the Alabama game, I ran a post route. I saw him scramble. I actually got pushed out of bounds. Then I was able to reestablish myself back in bounds. And then it's just staying alive and just working the guy. It almost becomes I like to refer as like basketball. Like, the dude's just staring at you. He's not worried about where Kellen's at. He's just staring at you because his job is to lock on you because if he loses me, then, that's just an open throw. So at that point, you're just moving and trying to get open. And we have, techniques where, we reset and set guys. And, I was able to reset my guy and then come back to the pylon. And Kellen just, gave me an opportunity. And it's my job to make the catch for him because we talk about it all year, especially with Kellen being young. It's on us receivers to make his job easier. So if he puts the ball in our area, it's our job to catch it. So that was about it.
Have you seen the pylon cam view of that catch?
Yeah,
I was able to see it.
Those catches I always marvel at because it's twofold in itself. Feet down, make the grab. What goes through your mind first? Are you establishing feet and then let me reach out, or because that's a process in itself?
Yeah, you have to. It's not something that you can essentially look at. Like you can't obviously, look down and make sure that you're in bounds because I was close to the sideline. It's just having that field awareness. You're able to just feel where you're at on the field. I knew I was close to the out of bounds. That's why I just had to contort my body and make sure that my bottom half was in, and then reach everything else out that I had to catch the ball. But you know, that's all it really is. It's just that, and you know, make sure you have good eyes and make sure I'm catching the ball, and then make sure the ball doesn't hit the ground as well.
Yeah, that really ignited the place, and you guys kind of, you know, took the game over from there. And like we said, got close in the end, but didn't quite pull it out. But from the rest of the way, you guys, that's really when you did to Alabama what nobody's done to them all season long. But Kellen, to make that play, and we saw him make others, you know, for a freshman quarterback, that degree of difficulty against that defense is about as high as it's going to get. But we always talk about progress with Kellen. Mm-hmm. Did he show the most of it this season on Saturday night, considering who he was going against?
You know, I wouldn't say that he made the most progress. You know, I think, you know, what he showed on Saturday, he's had in him. You know, obviously he just gets different opportunities, different games, given different opportunities to show, you know, what he has. You know, obviously he had to scramble a lot more this game than he did any of the other games, so he got to show more of his legs. In other games, he was able to show his pocket presence and his progressions going through his reads. You know, South Carolina, he did that a lot. So I think each week, you know, he's just getting better in little aspects of the games. He's just kind of taking chunks at it. And, you know, this week, you know, it's going to be big, you know, on going through his reads. Florida has a really good defensive line as well. So he's going to be able to, you know, go through his reads fast as well and get the ball out of his hands. So, you know, I think each week, like I said, he's just taking chunks and, you know, ready to see what he's able to do this Saturday.
Christian Kirk with us on segment 3. And before you go, by now your regiment is well known, and people wanted to talk about what you put in your shake before the year. But one thing I haven't brought up with you, but you mention it often, part of the regiment is sleep.
Yeah.
You're big on getting that rest and refueling. I mean, do you have a sleep schedule, or do you just look for any chance you get to sleep? And do you have one of you can monitor guys now in our program. You've got
I got mine.
You know what I mean? And it rates your sleep?
It rates my
says if you're getting enough, things like that.
Yeah, it rates your sleep. There's a thing called like an effectiveness level, and you know, it tells you how effective you are at that point based off of, you know, how much sleep you got. So it's based off 100%, and you know, you're either 85 or, you know, 90 or whatever. Obviously, it's going to be the lowest when you're done with practice because, you know, your body's tired and whatnot. But no, I mean, I know a lot of guys, you know, I play the video games as well too and whatnot, but a lot of guys are up late and, you know, playing and whatnot. I don't see how they do it. I'm like an old man, you know. Some people call me an old man just because I go to bed. It's like 9:30, 10. I'm already laying down, going to sleep.
I see nothing wrong with going to bed at 9:30 or 10.
That's what I'm saying. And I got early mornings too, so I make sure, you know, I'm getting up and making sure, because I'm a morning person too. Mm-hmm. If I sleep in anything past 9 o'clock, I feel like my day's wasted. So got to get my sleep, and it's essential. I mean, it makes your body feel better, and who likes being tired during the middle of the day? I mean, nobody likes to do that.
Are you a nap guy?
I am a nap guy. During the season, they're very limited, so they're usually about 30 to 45 minutes.
It always amazes me if I go through that locker room that dudes are sleeping with all the noise and like in the middle of the day before practice. It blows me away. I don't know how they do it.
I can't do that.
Especially during August camp. Mattresses are out. It's blankets everywhere.
Yeah. Fall camp, I make sure I go home quick and just try to get 30 minutes in my bed and then I'll come back. But yeah.
Well, good stuff, man. We wish you all the best in Gainesville on Saturday night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.